Beloved chosen one, stop scrolling for a moment. Heaven is whispering your name. You think you've been forgotten, that maybe God turned his face while others received their blessings, their platforms, their applause. But listen carefully, you were never behind. You were being hidden for divine unveiling. Heaven does not rush masterpieces. The silence you felt wasn't rejection, it was refinement. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night that seemed to echo into nothing, was a brushstroke of destiny. You've been shaped in secret, molded in mystery. And now, the winds are changing. The very ground beneath your feet is trembling because heaven is about to announce your arrival. You thought the delay meant denial. But no. Chosen one. The delay was the cocoon. The silence was the incubation chamber where God wrote details about your future that human eyes weren't allowed to see. You were hidden not because you were forgotten, but because you were too sacred to be mishandled. Think of David anointed but left among the sheep. Think of Joseph called but confined to a prison. Think of Esther favored but waiting for a crown. The hidden years were never wasted years. They were the proving ground, the secret training of those heaven has chosen to shock the earth. You've carried the weight of questions. Why me? Why the waiting? Why the silence? But the Spirit of the Lord answers now, because I was building something that needed solitude, not spotlight. You could not be seen before you were strengthened. You could not be revealed before you were rooted. And now, something sacred stirs in the atmosphere. The silence is cracking. The ground that once felt barren is breaking open with new life. Those who thought you were finished will soon see you flourish. Those who whispered your name in mockery will soon have to speak it in reverence. You are not the same person you were in the waiting. You carry oil from the crushing, wisdom from the wilderness, and fire from the furnace. Do you feel it, that gentle pull in your spirit? Heaven's clock has struck your appointed hour. You've been hidden long enough. Every invisible battle, every lonely night, every unseen prayer, it all counted. God was never silent, he was scripting. You were never stuck, you were stationed. Lift your head, chosen one. The waiting is over. The favor is awakening. The same God who watched you cry in secret is about to crown you in public. What once looked like silence will soon sound like thunder. The ancient words recorded in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1. Echo now through time, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. This is not motivation, it is confirmation. Your light has not been lost, it has been preserved for this exact hour. You are the one heaven is about to highlight, not because you fought for attention, but because you endured when no one was watching. The ones who counted you out will soon count on you. The ones who overlooked you will soon look up to you. Heaven is about to make you the proof that silence is not absence, it is strategy. If this message bears witness in your spirit, take a prophetic step right now like this message. Share it so another hidden one might awaken, and subscribe to stay connected to what heaven is doing next. Then, as a seal of faith, comment the number 777, a sign of divine completion, because your silent season has ended and your revealing has begun. You are stepping into the divine unveiling that was written before time began. What once looked like loss is about to shine as legacy. Heaven has remembered you. The earth will soon respond to that remembrance. Every silent tear has turned into thunder, announcing that your revealing cannot be stopped now. This moment is sacred. Don't rush it. Breathe it in. You are standing on holy ground, where destiny meets divine timing. Heaven has aligned the hourglass in your favor. The waiting has ended, and now, the glory of your assignment begins to pour out without limitation. The silence trained your spirit to recognize the whisper of God. Now, that same whisper will command doors to open. You are no longer hidden. You are released. The ones who thought you were forgotten will watch as grace crowns your every step from this moment forward. Heaven is about to broadcast your name to places that never knew you existed. Favor will speak louder than explanation. You won't need to defend yourself anymore. Your fruit will testify. You are heaven's headline now, proof that divine delay is not denial but design. Lift your eyes. See how the horizon glows for you. The darkness you endured was only the backdrop for the brilliance that's coming. You've been refined for royalty, and the world will soon witness it. What was once hidden will now radiate uncontainable divine light. The trumpet of destiny is sounding, and it carries your name. Walk boldly, chosen one. Heaven's script has reached your chapter of fulfillment. Angels are moving, chains are breaking, and blessings are aligning. The silence is over. The spotlight of God has found you at last. Chosen one, the silence of heaven has lifted, but now you must understand what that silence was for. This was never abandonment, it was the proving ground of the called. The season that broke you was not punishment, it was purification. Every hardship, every loss, every lonely hour, it all carried sacred purpose. You were being tested not to destroy your faith, but to reveal it. When heaven selects someone to carry weight, that soul must be refined beyond comfort. That's why your path looked nothing like theirs. You were stripped of what you thought you needed so you could discover what you actually carried. God removed the noise so you could recognize His whisper. He allowed betrayal so you could recognize true loyalty. And He allowed emptiness so that glory could have somewhere to dwell. You see, gold does not fear the fire. The flames only expose its purity. The trials you faced did not define you, they refined you. Each unanswered prayer, each door that refused to open, each person who walked away, these were chisels in the hand of a divine sculptor. He was not breaking you apart. He was shaping you into something heaven could trust. There were nights when you begged for relief, nights when your own strength felt like dust in your hands. You thought you were failing, but God saw faith. You thought you were losing, but heaven saw learning. In the deep silence, you were being trained for authority, because those who have survived the silence can never again be deceived by the noise. You've discovered something the world doesn't understand. Power is born in obscurity. You don't need a crowd to confirm your calling. You learn to worship with tears on your face and questions in your heart. And heaven took note of every moment you refused to give up. Each tear became a seed, and soon the harvest will speak for itself. This season of testing also exposed hidden truths. Some people left not because you did anything wrong, but because your growth convicted their comfort. They were never assigned to your elevation. Others betrayed you because your light made their shadows tremble. Let them go. Chosen one. The separation was not loss, it was divine filtration. God was removing the voices that would have diluted your destiny. The testing revealed who you are becoming. You've learned that your value does not come from validation. You now walk with quiet strength, carrying peace that no storm can shake. You've stopped explaining yourself to those who were never meant to understand you. This is what maturity looks like in the realm of the spirit: stillness with power, humility with authority, love without fear. Heaven smiles at your resilience. The same battles that should have destroyed you became the very soil where your anointing took root. What others called failure, God called foundation. And though you don't see the full picture yet, know this: nothing was wasted. Every heartbreak, every delay, every hidden cry has built spiritual muscle within you. You've become unrecognizable to the darkness that once chased you. The Word of God declares in the book of Job, chapter 23, verse 10, But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. That is your truth, chosen one. You have come through the testing with gold in your spirit and light in your eyes. The fire didn't consume you, it crowned you. The very heat that tried to destroy you became the forge of your strength. You now carry the fragrance of endurance, the wisdom of waiting, and the authority of one who has wrestled with God and survived. So walk gently but boldly. Your scars are not shame, they are signatures of survival. You've been through what few could endure, and heaven has taken record of it. The testing is ending, the proving is complete. The fire has done its work, and what emerges now is unstoppable. You are stepping out of the furnace carrying fire that will not fade. What once wounded you now fuels you. The tests have become your testimony. Every tear watered a victory you haven't yet seen. The refiner's flame has sealed your purpose now. Even darkness recognizes the authority glowing within your spirit. The silence taught you what noise never could, that faith isn't proven in comfort, but in surrender. You have walked through valleys others feared to enter and came out radiant. Heaven saw it all. The angels marked your endurance. Every hidden yes you whispered in pain is now echoing in eternity. You are no longer who you were before the testing. Something eternal was awakened in you: clarity, courage, conviction. The pain stripped away illusions until only purpose remained. You can now stand where storms once broke you, smiling, because you know every trial was prophetic preparation for this moment of unveiling. Step forward, chosen one. The season of refining has closed, and the dawn of reward has begun. The gold in you has matured, the lesson is complete. The next breath you take carries heaven's fragrance. The world won't understand it, but they will see it, and they will know God was always with you. Chosen one. When the heavens turned silent, you thought perhaps you had done something wrong. You searched your heart, replayed every prayer, asked yourself why God seemed so far away. But listen carefully, the silence was never punishment. It was preparation. God hides his voice only to train your ears. There is a depth of hearing that only comes when everything else goes quiet. The silence you feared was actually your sacred classroom. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was instructing you. God was showing you how to feel his presence when there are no signs, how to trust his word when there is no sound. Faith doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in confusion. When you could not sense him, he was teaching you to remember him. When you could not hear him, he was anchoring you to his last command. The silence wasn't empty, it was echoing with wisdom only the patient could hear. You wondered why others received quick answers while your prayers lingered in waiting. But you were chosen for a deeper walk. You were not being delayed, you were being deepened. The silence carved strength into your soul. It stripped you of dependency on emotion and built in you a foundation of unwavering faith. God's silence was not the end of conversation. It was the space between sentences. You were never forgotten. You were being refined. The stillness was the proof of intimacy. God doesn't go quiet with strangers. He does it with those he trusts to keep walking even when the road grows dim. Heaven does not waste silence in those quiet nights. The Spirit rearranged your path. He rewired your vision, purified your motives, and made your prayers more honest. When words failed you, groans spoke for you. When strength left you, grace held you. Even when you could not trace him, you were still being carried by him. Now the quiet is breaking. The same silence that once felt heavy will soon make sense. God has been behind the scenes, shaping answers greater than the questions you asked. What seemed like inactivity was actually divine orchestration. And soon, you'll thank him for every moment he appeared to be still. we find in the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. That is the anthem of your waiting, the echo of your silence. Be still was not a command to do nothing, it was an invitation to trust everything. You were never abandoned. You were being anointed in quietness. Now you understand when heaven goes silent. It's not hiding, it's building. God's whisper has more power than the world's shout. You no longer need noise to know you're loved. You no longer chase signs. You carry the knowing within. That is the mark of those who have truly walked through divine stillness. Chosen one, this is your confirmation. The silence is over and your discernment is now sharpened beyond measure. You have become someone who can sense heaven without sound. You carry the frequency of faith. You are tuned to the heartbeat of God. If this message resonates in your spirit, declare in the comments, I still trust. Write it not as a phrase, but as a covenant, your reminder to heaven that even when the voice was silent, your faith remained loyal. Because the silence didn't break you, it built you. When you write, I still trust, you're not just typing words, you are prophesying your position. You are declaring that the silence did not steal your faith, it strengthened it. It's your way of saying, even when I couldn't hear you, I still chose to believe you. That declaration shifts realms. Heaven recognizes it, because trust is the sound that hell cannot imitate. Anyone can praise when the answer comes, but only the truly chosen can worship when heaven is quiet. When you comment those words, you're marking yourself as one who endured the hush of God without losing hope. It is a spiritual signature, proof that your faith is real, refined, and unshakable. Every I still trust becomes a banner in the unseen, a signal to the angels that you are standing firm. It tells every power of darkness that its attempts to silence you have failed. The storms came, but you did not bow. The winds blew, but your roots held. Because what God planted in you goes deeper than emotion, it is eternal conviction. Heaven smiles when trust speaks louder than understanding. It is the highest form of worship to believe without clarity, to obey without confirmation, to love God without proof. That kind of faith moves mountains not because it shouts the loudest, but because it stands the longest. That's what your comment represents, endurance transformed into evidence. So type it now, not for visibility but for victory. I still trust. Let those 3 words echo into the unseen. Let them rise like incense before the throne. You are not broken by the silence. You are baptized in it. And heaven calls that faith beautiful. Chosen one, there comes a point when the breaking no longer feels like pain. It starts to feel like purpose. What once crushed you begins to reveal its reason. You begin to see that the nights that nearly ended you were actually shaping the version of you that would change everything. This is the mystery of divine breaking. God wounds to heal. He crushes to create, and he breaks open what he intends to bless. The season you called heartbreak was heaven's surgery. The fire that burned you was the furnace that purified you. God never wasted a single tear or loss. Every disappointment carried hidden design. Every closed door was closing because something greater was being built behind it. What looked like destruction was construction disguised as pain. You were never broken for breaking's sake. You were broken for birthing. In the kingdom of heaven, nothing is birthed without pain. Jesus himself was crushed before the resurrection. Joseph was confined before the throne. Ruth wept before she found redemption. You too had to be broken so that what was divine in you could finally emerge. In that breaking, you lost versions of yourself that could not walk into your next season. God had to dismantle your dependence on what was temporary so you could carry what was eternal. Every fracture became a funnel through which His glory could flow. The things that shattered you were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to make room for His fullness. You learned that surrender is not weakness, it is strength. When you stopped fighting, the breaking, peace entered. When you stopped asking, "Why me?" and whispered, "Use me," heaven leaned closer. The moment you stopped resisting what was hurting you and started trusting who was holding you, transformation began. God broke the shell so your spirit could breathe. He allowed the pressure so your anointing could pour. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation for greater release. You cannot pour out glory from a vessel that has never been cracked. The breaking gave you access to depths of compassion, understanding, and strength that only pain can unlock. You have become soft in all the right places and strong in all the others. Where you once reacted with anger, you now respond with grace. Where you once felt fragile, you now feel fortified. The breaking has turned you into a mirror, one that reflects heaven more clearly because it no longer hides behind perfection. And though the breaking felt cruel, it was actually kindness. For God knew what was coming. He knew the weight of the destiny you carry. He could not allow pride, fear, or dependency on others to remain. The breaking was pruning. The pruning was love, because only trimmed branches can bear fruit without breaking under their own weight. You now carry the scent of someone who has walked through fire and lived. You carry the language of empathy, the fragrance of mercy. You understand pain, but you also understand resurrection. You've learned that resurrection doesn't just happen in tombs, it happens in hearts that finally stop fighting the hand that's reshaping them. The Spirit reminds us through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 18, verses 3-6, where it is written, "Then I went down to the potter's house, and there he was, working at the wheel. But the vessel he was making of clay was marred in the hand of the potter, so he made it again into another vessel, as it seemed good to the potter to make. Then the word of the Lord came to me, saying, O house of Israel, can I not do with you as this potter does? This is your revelation. You were never shattered beyond repair. You were being reshaped for higher use. God saw the flaw, but He never threw you away. He simply placed you back on the wheel. The spinning, the pressure, the reshaping. It all had purpose. You are the potter's proof that breaking is not the end of the vessel. It's the beginning of its purpose. And so, beloved, look at yourself now. You survived what should have silenced you. You grew through what should have crushed you. You are the living evidence that divine breaking never ends in ruin, it ends in revelation. You are not damaged goods, you are divine artwork. You have scars, yes, but they shine with meaning. You are not what was broken, you are what was born from the breaking. You will never fear pressure again, because you now understand that every breaking point carries a blessing point. You will no longer curse your storms because they've become sacred teachers. You will no longer resent what hurt you, because it delivered you. You are whole, not because nothing broke, but because everything that broke found its way into God's hands. And nothing in His hands ever stays the same. It always emerges stronger, brighter, more complete. The breaking did not end you, it unveiled you. You are the masterpiece born from the fragments, the beauty carved out of burden. Every crack glows now, filled with divine light. You are living proof that what breaks in God's hands becomes unbreakable forever. Chosen one, while you walked through the valley and felt unseen. Heaven was setting a stage. You were never forgotten. You were being positioned. The silence, the breaking, the waiting, all of it was preparation for this moment, when light would find you again. The shift is already happening. Heaven has begun to whisper your name in places your feet have not yet stepped. You see, when God decides to reveal a person, no power on earth can hide them again. What looked like delay was divine choreography. He was aligning people, opportunities, and even time itself around your purpose. While you sat in stillness, heaven was rearranging scenes for your unveiling. The set pieces were moving, the curtain was being drawn, and the spotlight of favor was preparing to fall exactly where you stand. You may not realize it, but the world has been waiting for what you carry. The pain you endured has become the oil others will need. The wisdom you gained will soon speak life into the weary. You are about to become living evidence that God remembers His own in full detail. There is a holy tension in this transition. The air feels different because heaven is near. You sense it, don't you? That pull in your chest, that stirring in your spirit. It's the sound of destiny unlocking. The places that rejected you will soon need your voice. The doors that once closed will swing open, not because you begged for them, but because God Himself holds the key. Chosen one, you've entered the divine unveiling. The stage is not built for ego, but for purpose. God doesn't elevate to glorify a person, He elevates to amplify His message. You were hidden so that when the light finally touches you, it will reflect heaven, not self. Every delay was to purify your motive so that when you rise, your rise becomes ministry. When people see you shine, they won't see pride. They'll see proof that faith works. You are being set as a living parable, a visible sermon, a walking miracle. The same mouths that said, "You are finished," will soon whisper, "Surely." God is with them, and you won't even have to defend it. Your fruit will speak louder than any explanation. The Spirit affirms this truth in the book of Psalms, chapter 75, verse 6. For promotion comes neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. He puts down one and exalts another. So do not worry about how it will happen. Do not compare your journey to theirs. Heaven's script for your life was handwritten, and no one can plagiarize it. You are being raised for a reason that goes beyond visibility. It's about responsibility. You will carry influence, but it will be influence drenched in humility. When this message touches your heart, pause for a moment and breathe in gratitude. You have survived the hidden season. You are stepping into public grace. And as we walk this path together, word by word, revelation by revelation, remember that this space exists because heaven keeps using human voices to echo divine truth. So if what you hear here strengthens your spirit, lifts your heart, and brings you closer to purpose, consider sowing a seed of light like this message so the flame can travel further. Share it as if passing a candle into another weary hand. And subscribe to keep walking this journey together. And if your spirit feels moved, you may donate not as payment, but as perfume. Think of it like pouring a drop of your gratitude at the altar that has spoken life into you. It's never a demand, only an invitation, a chance to let your love echo forward. What you give becomes quiet oil that keeps this lamp burning for those still walking in the dark. Every like becomes a spark. Every share spreads warmth. Every subscription extends the table. Every donation adds oil to the flame. It is a gentle circle of giving and receiving, each act of kindness turning into light for another searching soul. This is not about pressure. It's about partnership. When hearts unite under one vision, even small flames become wildfires of transformation. The work grows stronger, the reach grows wider, and heaven continues to speak through surrendered voices. Chosen one, your season of being overlooked is over. You are stepping into divine relevance not because you chased attention, but because you stayed faithful when no one clapped. Heaven saw your endurance. And now it's your time to shine, but to shine differently. to shine as one who reflects light, not steals it. Your rise will not just change your life, it will awaken others. They will see your story and remember that God still rewrites destinies, still restores the forgotten, still lifts the faithful. And when they ask how you did it, you will say, I didn't, He did. So take this moment, chosen one. Smile, not because you've reached the end, but because the new beginning has already been written. The curtain is lifting, the music is starting, and heaven is calling your name. Step forward, not with pride, but with peace. The world is about to see what heaven has been shaping all along. Chosen one. There are moments in your story when God does not simply answer your prayers, He reverses them. He takes what looked final and flips it into fulfillment. This is the season of divine reversal. What was stolen will return multiplied. What was closed will open with no explanation. What was meant for your harm will become the very platform that announces your purpose. You have entered the chapter where heaven turns tables. Every whisper of mockery that once surrounded your name is about to be drowned out by celebration. The same mouths that doubted you will speak blessings. The same eyes that looked down on you will witness your elevation. God is not merely restoring, He is rewriting the narrative so thoroughly that no trace of your old pain will remain. You may feel the tension right now, the strange calm that comes before breakthrough. It's because heaven is reordering things in your favor. God is calling back opportunities you thought were gone. He's breathing life into dry places, turning the ashes of loss into the soil of new beginnings. You are not returning to where you were. You are being raised higher than you imagined. When heaven reverses something, it does so completely. Joseph went from prisoner to ruler in a single day. Daniel moved from the den to dominion. Esther, once an orphan, became a queen. None of them saw it coming. Yet heaven's pattern was the same: swift reversal, sudden recognition, supernatural restoration. That same current now runs beneath your feet. The Spirit of God declares through the prophet Joel, chapter 2, verse 25, I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm. You thought time was wasted, but heaven never miscounts years. The moments you thought lost were being stored. The tears you cried in private were watering future fruit. Nothing you endured has been forgotten. Every season of struggle has been recorded, waiting for this moment of reversal. Soon, people who left you will realize what they lost. Doors that denied you will open without keys. Opportunities that bypassed you will circle back, asking for your yes. Because when God reverses, He not only restores, He repositions. You won't simply return to what was stolen, you'll sit in a place higher than where the theft began. There's a holy irony to divine reversal. It makes your enemies your witnesses. The very ones who underestimated you will have to testify about the grace that lifted you. They won't understand how it happened. They'll just know that no human hand could have done it. God delights in confounding expectations so that His glory cannot be mistaken for luck. And as this unfolds, chosen one, keep your spirit anchored in humility. Don't gloat when you rise, glow when you rise. Let your vindication speak quietly but clearly. Those who mocked will remember. Those who hurt you will see healing instead of hate. Because you're not just rising, you're revealing the mercy of the one who restored you. This reversal is not only about circumstances, it's about character. God reversed the bitterness in your heart and replaced it with compassion. He turned your anger into empathy, your confusion into clarity, your pain into purpose. You are not the same person you were in the storm. You've been transformed from within. Soon you will realize the waiting was worth it. Everything that broke you was building you. Everything that delayed you was designing you. Now, heaven whispers, it's time. The story is turning in your favor not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. Let this truth settle in your heart. You are walking proof that divine reversals are real. Heaven is restoring your years, your peace, your confidence, your joy. What once hurt will now heal others. What once drained you will now drive you. This is the holy paradox of God's grace. He brings beauty out of bruises, blessings out of battles. And when you feel the wind shift, when doors open easily, when favor finds you without explanation, don't doubt it. That's not luck, that's reversal. Heaven has remembered. Your obedience has reached its appointed time. The drought is ending. The flood of favor is beginning. Chosen one, as a prophetic sign that you believe this divine reversal is for you, comment the number 1212 below. This number symbolizes divine alignment and new order established by heaven. It represents doors opening in perfect timing and heaven restoring structure where chaos once reigned. When you type 1212, you're declaring my story is aligning with God's order, and everything lost is returning under divine design. When you comment 1212, you're not just typing numbers, you're opening a prophetic gate. It's your declaration that heaven's order has touched your chaos, turning endings into divine beginnings. Each 1212 carries faith's frequency, echoing alignment and restoration. It is heaven's language through your fingertips, your silent agreement that reversal is real, and your story is under divine reconstruction. Chosen one. Heaven's pace often feels different from yours. You wait, you wonder, you prepare, and then suddenly everything begins to move at once. That is divine acceleration. It's not gradual, it's instant. It's the moment when years of waiting collapse into days of fulfillment. You are entering that moment now. What took others decades will unfold for you in divine sequence. Because heaven is no longer preparing you, it's positioning you. Acceleration is never random. It follows alignment. When your heart finally matches heaven's rhythm, things that once resisted you begin to respond. The doors that stayed shut for years begin to open with ease. The phone call, the opportunity, the divine connection, they start appearing not through your effort, but through divine orchestration. It feels like coincidence, but it's really timing, heaven's timing. Every seed you planted in tears is now breaking open in glory. You have labored long in silence, but the harvest season has come, and it won't come in small portions. It will come pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You will stand in awe as promises long forgotten reappear with fresh life. The prophetic clock has struck your appointed hour. The acceleration you are stepping into isn't about skipping process, it's about entering purpose. You already endured the process. You have been tested, tried, and tempered. Now, heaven trusts you with momentum. You can handle increase without losing humility. You can carry influence without losing purity. That is why the pace is changing, because you are ready for it now. This divine acceleration won't look chaotic. It will look effortless. What once required striving will now flow. What once drained you will now delight you. You will move in a grace that seems unreal, and yet it will feel natural because you've been walking with God in unseen preparation for this very moment. You will see confirmations everywhere, signs that heaven's hand is accelerating your path. Unexpected opportunities will meet you. Old doors will reopen with better conditions. Even people who once ignored your name will now search for it. This isn't random favor, it's restoration wrapped in divine speed. But be wise, chosen one. Acceleration requires focus. When God speeds things up, distractions become more dangerous. Stay anchored. Keep your eyes on the one who sent the wind, Don't chase the momentum, flow with it. Don't get lost in motion, stay grounded in mission. Every breakthrough you receive is a bridge, not a destination. You've learned the rhythm of stillness, now you will learn the rhythm of speed. Heaven is training your steps to move quickly yet quietly. You will advance without arrogance, expand without noise, and build without burnout. You are entering a pace sustained by grace, not pressure. The word reveals this pattern through the prophet Amos. Chapter 9, verse 13. The days are coming, declares the Lord, when the reaper will be overtaken by the plowman and the planter by the one treading grapes. New wine will drip from the mountains and flow from all the hills. That's acceleration when the harvest overtakes the planting, when what you sowed yesterday begins to manifest today. It's when heaven compresses time to fulfill destiny. The season that took others years to reach will unfold for you in moments. Not because you are better, but because you are chosen for speed that glorifies God. Yet, even in this rush of favor, humility remains your anchor. Remember that every blessing is borrowed breath, heaven's wind lending its rhythm to your walk. Move fast, but stay low. Celebrate, but stay grateful. For it is gratitude that keeps acceleration from turning into arrogance. Chosen one, your steps are not random anymore. They are orchestrated. You'll look back soon and realize that even your detours were divine directions. The slow years were not wasted, they were fuel for this fast season. God has multiplied your maturity so that you can handle the magnitude of what's coming. Acceleration is not always about visible success. Sometimes it's about internal awakening. The clarity that took you years to find will now come in moments. The healing that seemed far away will now manifest quickly. Heaven is shortening your struggles and speeding your solutions. Soon, you will wake up realizing that everything feels lighter, not because life got easier, but because grace grew stronger. What you used to chase will start chasing you. What you once prayed for will start calling your name. Divine acceleration means favor finds you faster than fear can stop you. So walk boldly into this new pace. Don't apologize for moving forward quickly. Don't minimize the miracle of momentum that's on your life. You've waited long enough. You've sown faithfully enough. Heaven's hand is on your shoulder, urging you onward. Chosen one, this is your appointed season. Move with wisdom. Move with wonder. The long nights of stillness have passed, and now heaven whispers, run, not in panic, but in purpose. Run because your time has come, and everything that was delayed is now being delivered. You are not late, you are right on divine time. What God is doing now will not need explanation. The evidence will speak. The transformation will testify. You will simply stand and watch as divine speed rewrites your story. Chosen one, there are times when God prepares a table for you, not behind closed doors, but in full view of those who underestimated you. This is that time. You are about to see heaven's justice unfold not through revenge, but through revelation. Your enemies are not being destroyed, they are being positioned as witnesses. The same ones who tried to block you will watch God bless you. God never wastes opposition. Every person who doubted you, every voice that mocked you, every scheme that tried to silence you, He uses them as mirrors to reflect His glory. Their disbelief becomes the backdrop for your unveiling. Heaven does not remove all enemies, sometimes it reassigns them to observe, not obstruct. They become living proof that no weapon formed against you can prosper. This is the divine paradox of favor. Those who tried to bury you will be the first to see your bloom. Their plans became your platform. Their betrayal became your bridge. Their gossip became your growth. What they thought would destroy you became the reason heaven accelerated you. You see, God does not waste pain, but He also does not waste people. Every antagonist is secretly an architect in the plan of your destiny. When you were misunderstood, God took notes. When you were falsely judged, heaven recorded it. He saw every tear you swallowed in silence, every moment you wanted to defend yourself but stayed quiet. Those moments were not forgotten. The judge of all the earth has already written the verdict, and it ends in your vindication. This season, vindication won't come through words, it will come through wonder. God will bless you so evidently that explanations will become unnecessary. You won't have to say, "I told you so." The fruit of your faith will do the talking. The light on your life will silence every doubt. Heaven's answer will be undeniable, and it will speak in a language even your critics can't argue with. Think of Joseph. The brothers who threw him into the pit had to bow before him in the palace. Think of Daniel. The same men who plotted against him were forced to watch as he rose higher under God's favor. Think of David. The king who once hunted him was replaced by the very one he despised. God's pattern never changes. He does not humiliate enemies. He educates them. Through your rise, they will learn who truly holds power. Do not let bitterness stain your blessing. This isn't the time to seek revenge. It's the time to radiate grace. When the blessings start overflowing, smile quietly. Let humility be your loudest victory. You do not need to return their hostility. Your elevation already answers it. The tables are turning, and when they do, keep your heart pure, because grace always looks better on a crown than vengeance ever could. You have been through enough to know that vindication is sweeter when it's silent. You will feel it soon, a holy calm as you stand in rooms that once shut you out. The atmosphere will shift. Those who dismissed you will feel an unspoken reverence, not for you, but for the presence surrounding you. The glory resting on your life will make even your enemies respect the hand that raised you. Heaven's justice always comes clothed in peace. It's not about seeing others fall, it's about seeing God's faithfulness rise. The joy isn't in their failure, it's in your fulfillment. You will finally see that all the opposition was necessary. For without it, your testimony would lack its power. Without betrayal, there would be no proof of divine loyalty. Without rejection, there would be no stage for revelation. The word reminds us in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. That verse is not poetic exaggeration, it is a prophetic pattern. God doesn't hide His blessings, He displays them. Not to embarrass your enemies, but to exalt His faithfulness. He turns battlefields into banquets, desserts into dining halls. You are walking into that season now, where abundance answers accusation and oil flows in full view of every onlooker. Soon, those who laughed will fall silent not in shame, but in awe. They will see in you what they once refused to believe, the hand of God. They will recognize that your rise was not luck, but divine orchestration. Some will apologize, others will admire from a distance, but all will know that heaven was with you all along. Chosen one, stand tall, not in pride but in peace. The very stage that once rejected you is now being rebuilt for your return. Every eye that once overlooked you will see your restoration. You won't need to explain how it happened. God Himself will make the explanation visible through your life. You are entering the chapter called Vindicated. Walk into it with quiet confidence. Let love be your victory, and let mercy be your song. Because when God raises a chosen one, He makes sure the whole world sees that no rejection, no betrayal, no curse, and no critic can stop what heaven has written. Chosen one. There comes a moment after the vindication when something deeper awakens within you. It's not pride, it's purpose. You begin to realize that all the pain, all the testing, all the silence, it wasn't just about surviving, and it was about transformation. You are no longer the same person who entered the storm. You carry a mantle now, one forged in fire and washed in tears. This is what heaven calls the mantle of the overcomer. It is invisible to the eyes of men but undeniable in the spirit realm. It cannot be bought, borrowed, or imitated. It must be birthed. You carry it because you endured when others walked away. You prayed when words failed. You stood when strength left. That endurance marked you, branded you with authority that no title could ever give. The mantle of the overcomer is not flashy. It's quiet, but powerful. It walks into a room and shifts the atmosphere without a word. Demons recognize it. Angels respond to it. Heaven honors it. It's the scent of obedience, the fragrance of victory earned through warfare. And you, chosen one, have become the vessel of that fragrance. You may not see it in the mirror, but you feel it, this inner strength that didn't exist before. The doubts that once screamed now whisper. The fear that once crippled you has lost its grip. You are standing taller, walking lighter, speaking wiser. It's because you have graduated in the spirit. You've become a warrior dressed in humility, a conqueror who still kneels. Every trial gave you a new layer of armor. Every heartbreak became a hidden sword. Every no became a sharpened edge of discernment. The mantle you carry now is woven from experience and sealed with endurance. It's not just power, it's purpose wearing peace as its crown. The word reminds us through the letter to the Romans chapter 8, verse 37. No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. That's who you are, more than a conqueror. You didn't just survive, you outgrew everything meant to break you. You became wiser, deeper, stronger. You are now a living testimony that endurance is stronger than fear and faith lasts longer than pain. This mantle comes with responsibility. It's not given to boast, but to bless. God didn't raise you up so you could prove them wrong. He raised you so you could lift others. You are now the one who understands the language of the broken. You can speak peace into chaos because you've known both. You can lead others out of the valley because you've walked through it. Your scars are no longer signs of shame. They're maps for others still lost in darkness. Every mark you carry shines with the evidence of divine survival. That's why the enemy fears you now. You've learned his tactics, and you no longer panic when he appears. You've learned that every battle is a setup for blessing. You've become the kind of believer that doesn't flinch when the sky turns gray. You smile because you know what comes after the storm. You are walking proof that pain births purpose. You have stepped into maturity that cannot be faked. Heaven has approved you, and now, when you speak, authority drips from your words, not arrogance, but assurance, the quiet confidence of one who has met God in the fire and lived to tell the story. And so, chosen one, wear this mantle well. Walk humbly but never hide your light. Speak boldly but never forget where your strength was born. You are heaven's reminder that faith is not fragile, it is fireproof. You are no longer just surviving battles. You are shaping generations with your testimony. Every word you speak from this point forward carries power. You will speak, and healing will happen. You will pray, and atmospheres will shift. You will walk, and chains will break, not because of who you are, but because of what you carry. The mantle of the overcomer is now resting fully upon your shoulders. You didn't chase it, you grew into it. You didn't demand it, you earned it in silence. And now, heaven calls your name not as the wounded, but as the warrior who has conquered with grace. If this word finds its echo deep inside your spirit, then comment "I rise" below. Type it as a declaration that you are no longer surviving, you are rising. You are standing tall in the power of the one who turned every wound into a weapon and every tear into triumph. When you write, "I rise," you are not just typing, you are prophesying. You're declaring that no chain remains, no shadow lingers. It's your public agreement with heaven that you've stepped out of the fire carrying light, not ashes. Each "I rise" becomes a banner in the unseen realm. It signals to heaven that the overcomer has awakened, and to darkness that its grip is gone. It's your anthem of emergence, your proof that survival has turned into sacred strength. Chosen one. You have walked through the wilderness. You have felt the silence. You have carried the mantle, and now, heaven places a crown in your hands. It is not made of gold or jewels, but of endurance, faith, and divine favor. This is the crown exchange, the moment when God takes every fragment of pain and trades it for purpose. Every wound becomes wisdom. Every loss becomes legacy. Every tear becomes a gem in your spiritual crown. For so long, you have worn ashes as an identity, and you called yourself forgotten, unseen, unworthy. But now, heaven whispers, "Remove the ashes, it's time for the crown." You no longer carry what broke you, you carry what built you. The shame that once weighed you down has become the very soil where honor now grows. You are being crowned, not because you were perfect, but because you persisted. You stayed faithful in famine. You kept believing when logic screamed, "Give up." And now, the very hands that shape the stars are resting a crown of purpose upon your head. This is your divine coronation, quiet, holy, unstoppable. The Word of God affirms this mystery in the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 3. To bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. You see, heaven doesn't just replace what you lost, it multiplies it. When God crowns you, He also clothes you. He gives you joy that doesn't depend on circumstances, peace that cannot be stolen, and authority that no one can imitate. The crown is not just decoration, it's identity restored. But chosen one, hear this gently, a crown is also a calling. It's not an ornament of pride, it's a symbol of responsibility. You are now a carrier of light in a world still wandering through shadows. When you speak, hope travels farther than you imagine. When you forgive, chains break in hearts you'll never meet. That's the weight of royalty in God's kingdom. You've been given influence not to be admired, but to be impactful. Your story, your scars, your survival, all of it now becomes a map for others to find their way home. You're not just wearing a crown, you're carrying a cause. And as this message touches your heart, pause for a moment to breathe in gratitude. Everything you have overcome, everything that has changed within you, is evidence that heaven invests in what it loves. You are living proof that God finishes what He starts. If these words have nourished you, then let this be a moment of reflection, not reaction. You may like this message, not out of habit, but as an act of light, one spark acknowledging another. You may share it as you would pass a torch into someone else's darkness. And you may subscribe to stay within this circle of warmth, where heaven keeps speaking through surrendered hearts. And if your spirit feels stirred to give, do so gently, freely, beautifully. You may donate not as payment, but as participation. Picture it as adding a drop of oil to the lamp that has illuminated your heart. Every gift, whether word, prayer, or offering, becomes another wick, keeping the flame alive for those still lost in the cold. What we build here isn't a transaction, it's a tapestry. Every act of support is a thread woven into the larger story heaven is telling through this space. When you give, you are not funding a voice, you are fueling a mission, ensuring that more hearts can encounter this same divine reminder: you are not forgotten. This is how we keep the altar burning. Every like becomes a small flame. Every share carries a spark into new territory. Every subscription adds breath to the wind that carries these words. And every donation quiet, unseen. Sacred is like pouring perfume at the feet of the message itself, saying, let it continue. Let others be healed as I have been. But whether you give, share, or simply listen in stillness, know this: you are already part of something holy. Your attention itself is a form of worship, your openness an offering. The light that found you will continue to move through you in ways you may never fully see. Chosen one, wear your crown humbly. Walk softly, knowing that the same God who crowned you will also sustain you. You were chosen not for comfort, but for calling. Not to sit in glory, but to stand in grace. Lift your head, not in arrogance, but in awe. The ashes are gone. The season of mourning has ended. You are radiant with purpose, clothed in peace, crowned with victory. And as you step forward, may your life become the living sermon that reminds the world God still turns ashes into crowns. The crown you wear now is unseen but undeniable. It glows through your words, your kindness, your courage. You are heaven's royalty in motion, walking grace, breathing purpose, reigning with compassion. Chosen one, when heaven crowns you, it is not only to elevate, it is to reveal. The crown is not just a symbol of reward, but of recognition. It announces to the world what heaven has already known, that you are marked. Marked not by perfection, but by presence. Marked not by fame, but by faithfulness. The anointing that rests upon you now cannot be hidden. It carries the scent of endurance, the sound of grace, and the glow of divine approval. You have been hidden for years, molded in silence, refined through unseen fire. But now, heaven is unveiling what it has been shaping in secret. The time of concealment is ending, and the time of manifestation has come. You are stepping into visibility, not to be seen, but to be sent. Everything about your journey, every battle, every delay, every crushing has led to this unveiling. You will notice the change before others do. Conversations will shift. Doors will open. People will begin to recognize a light in you that they can't explain. It's not charisma, it's consecration. It's the unmistakable glow of someone heaven has touched. You no longer carry ordinary energy. You carry divine evidence. The room feels different when you enter because your presence is not empty, it's filled with purpose. This unveiling does not come without weight. Light always attracts attention, and not all attention is kind. But fear not, for your light is not fragile, it is forged. You will not break under the gaze of others because your identity no longer depends on their approval. The same God who revealed you will also protect you. You are not being exposed to be harmed, you are being revealed to be honored. In the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14, Jesus declares, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. You are that city now. You are the living message that faith still works, that grace still redeems, that light still overcomes darkness. You are a reminder to the weary that God still keeps his promises. This unveiling isn't about titles or applause, it's about testimony. You have become a walking revelation of God's reliability. When people see you now, they will not just see what you've done, they will feel what you've endured. They will sense the depth behind your calm, the authority behind your silence, the peace behind your eyes. Because true power does not shout, it radiates. You don't need to announce who you are, heaven already has. You will begin to notice divine alignment all around you. The right people will start appearing, those who recognize your purpose, not just your potential. Destiny partners, not distractions. Heaven is weaving your path with precision, connecting your story with others who share the same oil. The unveiling comes with community, because your light was never meant to shine alone. But remember, with every unveiling comes new stewardship. Protect what has been entrusted to you. Guard your peace, not out of fear, but out of reverence. The light in you must not be diluted by unnecessary battles. You don't need to prove yourself. Fruit proves more than arguments ever will. Move with grace. Speak with wisdom. Let humility be your robe. You've come too far to be careless now. You are heaven's evidence in human form, and the world needs the calm strength you carry. Be gentle with your influence. Be intentional with your words. Every act of kindness, every prayer, every moment of compassion is now a reflection of the one who called you. This unveiling is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of your assignment. The hiding was training. The revealing is mission. Heaven didn't just preserve you to display you. It prepared you to deliver hope. You are being sent into places where your story will unlock others. Your scars will speak louder than sermons. Your smile will heal more than explanations. Chosen one, do not fear visibility. You were never meant to blend in. You were built to stand out, not in arrogance, but in authenticity. You carry light not to boast, but to break chains. Every word you speak, every step you take, every breath you breathe now carries the rhythm of heaven's purpose. The unveiling is here, and it is holy. Move forward with quiet confidence. Shine, not to impress, but to inspire. The world has seen enough noise. It is desperate for light, and you have become that light. You are not rising for recognition. You are rising for restoration. You are the evidence that hope is still alive. The mark of God is upon you, visible to every heart that looks your way. You are not just chosen, you are revealed. You are heaven's reflection in motion, proof that divine timing never fails. The world sees light, but heaven sees legacy, a chosen one finally revealed. Walk forward knowing this unveiling is sacred. Your glow isn't decoration, it's direction, guiding others home through the brilliance born of your endurance. Chosen one, the silence has passed, the unveiling has begun, and now heaven speaks with thunder. Vindication is here. The time has come for the trumpet of justice to sound across every place your name was buried. Heaven is about to announce what earth tried to ignore. This is not noise, this is divine vindication. The same ground that once rejected you will now echo with your restoration. God is not merely defending you. He is displaying you. The truth that was hidden is coming into light. The voices that once distorted your story will fall silent. Not because you argued, but because heaven has spoken. You do not need to fight for proof. Heaven is your witness. The light that now surrounds you is not borrowed. It is born from the justice of God. This is the moment where tables turn, not with vengeance, but with victory. The trials that seem to define you are becoming testimonies. Every accusation that clung to your name is losing power. Every misunderstanding is being rewritten by grace. You will not need to explain your transformation, it will explain itself. People will see the difference and know that no human hand could have done this. The word reminds us in the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 2. The nations will see your righteousness, and all kings your glory, and you shall be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord shall name. That new name is not just a word, it's identity restored. Heaven has rewritten what others misnamed. Where they saw failure, heaven now writes favored. Where they called you broken, heaven calls you chosen. This is divine redefinition, God reclaiming what the world mishandled. You endured ridicule without revenge. And now heaven honors that restraint. The very silence that once felt like weakness has become your strongest testimony. Because while others spoke against you, you let your character speak for you, and heaven took note. Vindication is not revenge, it is restoration wrapped in righteousness. It's the moment when God says, "Enough." You will feel it soon, like a shift in the air. The atmosphere around your life will begin to glow differently. The same places that once dismissed you will begin to honor your name. Not because you changed your story, but because God changed the narrative. The injustice you endured was not ignored, it was stored, waiting for this appointed hour. Vindication does not arrive to make you proud. It arrives to make you peaceful. You will not gloat, you will glow. The satisfaction won't come from being proven right. It will come from being seen through heaven's eyes again. When God restores your reputation, He does it so completely that even the memory of shame loses its sting. So walk gently through this season of divine reversal. Keep your heart soft. Those who hurt you are not your enemies anymore, they are simply reminders of how far you've come. Bless them and move forward. Because when God raises you, even your silence becomes sacred testimony. Chosen one. This is the sound of your justice. You are being remembered by heaven, restored by grace, and reintroduced by divine order. The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. You are not being elevated to prove yourself. You are being elevated so others can find hope again through your story. Soon, your life will speak louder than every rumor. Your peace will silence every critic. The same ones who questioned your worth will find their own healing through the evidence of your transformation. That's how God works. He turns the wound into the witness. This vindication is your confirmation. Heaven has not only seen your pain, but honored your perseverance. And now, what was unfair is becoming unforgettable because divine justice always leaves glory in its wake. Chosen one. As a sign of agreement with this message, comment the number 333 below. This number is the symbol of divine completeness and the voice of the Trinity moving in unity for your cause. It represents alignment between Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, heaven's court ruling in your favor. When you type 333, you declare heaven speaks for me. My name, my purpose, and my story are restored under divine justice and perfect grace. When you comment 333, you're not typing a number, you're aligning yourself with heaven's courtroom. It's your declaration that divine justice has remembered you, and that the Holy Trinity is now moving in complete harmony for your vindication. Each 333 whispers, "Heaven speaks for me." It's the symbol of balance after battle, order after chaos. When you write it, you're proclaiming that your story is no longer in human hands, it rests within divine alignment. It's a spiritual signature saying, "I trust God's verdict." So type it with peace, not pressure. Let 333 be your quiet amen. Your way of saying, "I believe heaven has turned the page." With that act, you join heaven's rhythm where justice flows gently and restoration arrives without resistance. Chosen one, you have waited through the silence, walked through the fire, worn the crown, and witnessed vindication. Now you stand at the threshold of promise, the place where prophecy begins to breathe. This is the hour when what was spoken over your life begins to materialize, not in fragments, but in fullness. Every seed that was sown in tears is now awakening under the sunlight of divine timing. Walking into promise is not just about receiving blessings, it's about realizing identity. You are not stepping into something new, you are stepping into what has always been yours. Written before time began. The doors opening now are not coincidences, they are fulfillments. The paths clearing before you are not luck. They are prophecy aligning with purpose. For years, you thought God was delaying you, but He was designing you. He was stretching your faith to the size of your calling. Every waiting season was rehearsal for what's about to unfold. You learned patience not as punishment, but as preparation. You learned how to trust in the dark so you could walk in the light without fear. Now, heaven says, move forward, your promise has arrived. The word declares through the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not delay. That promise is alive in you. The vision did not die. It matured. What looked dormant was only hidden beneath divine soil. You thought you were losing time, but God was growing roots. Every delay added depth. Every setback refined your sight. You can now handle what you once prayed for too quickly. You will feel the shift first in your spirit. Peace will replace panic. Confidence will rise quietly, not from pride, but from clarity. You'll wake up knowing something has changed, though nothing looks different yet. That's how promise begins. It reveals itself inwardly before it manifests outwardly. Heaven always finishes a work in the heart before unveiling it in the world. Walking into promise requires obedience as much as faith. You cannot take old patterns into new seasons. Some doors will open easily, but not every invitation deserves your presence. Discernment will be your new defense. Promise demands purity, purity of motive, purity of focus, purity of heart. You will need to choose peace over performance, purpose over popularity. As you enter this new phase, keep your posture of gratitude. Remember the wilderness that trained you. Remember the nights when faith was your only fuel. Those memories are sacred. They will keep you humble when the harvest arrives. Gratitude ensures that the gift never becomes greater than the giver. The land of promise is not without challenge. Even in Canaan, giants dwell. But unlike before, you now know who fights for you. You won't face battles as a beggar, but as a bearer of authority. The same God who promised victory has already equipped you for it. The struggles ahead will no longer break you. They will build your legacy. Every promise of God carries a rhythm, a flow that only the obedient can sustain. Walk in step with grace, not greed. Do not rush to claim everything at once. Receive as heaven releases. Sometimes the promise arrives piece by piece so your heart can keep up with your destiny. It's not withholding, it's wisdom. Chosen one, you will notice signs that confirm this new phase. Opportunities will come that feel familiar but carry new weight. Relationships will reappear, but with renewed purpose. Even your surroundings will begin to reflect your spiritual elevation. Creation itself responds when promise manifests. You are no longer standing on the edge of breakthrough, you are walking in it. What was once a prayer is becoming a path. What was once a prophecy is becoming your portion. You are not just entering the land of promise, you are becoming the promise. Everywhere you step will bear fruit, because you carry heaven's blueprint in your spirit. Do not fear the new. You were born for this. The wilderness equipped you for the wide open spaces. The silence taught you how to listen. The storms taught you how to stand. And now, the promise will teach you how to reign with grace, with wisdom, with gentleness. Chosen one, step forward with steady faith. The waiting is over, the prophecy has ripened, the season of almost is finished. You have reached the moment where what God whispered in secret becomes visible to all. You will walk with quiet authority, because fulfillment doesn't shout, it shines. And when the world sees you now, they will not just see blessing. They will see the faithfulness of the God who never forgot his word concerning you. You are walking proof that waiting is never wasted. Every delay birthed depth, every silence birthed strength. The promise didn't change, it was waiting for you to become ready for it. Now the world will witness the fullness of prophecy fulfilled in motion. You are heaven's living promise, faith manifested, endurance rewarded, destiny unfolding with divine precision and peace. Chosen one, the moment you step into promise, heaven begins to multiply what was once missing. This is the season of restitution and overflow where what was stolen returns, not as it left, but multiplied beyond recognition. God is not giving you back the same, He is giving you more, because divine restoration never returns things in their old form. He restores by increase. For years you lived in the tension between prophecy and fulfillment. You saw glimpses of blessing but not the fullness. You felt movement, but not manifestation. And yet, you stayed faithful, continued sowing, continued believing. Heaven took note of that persistence. The harvest you are about to see is not random, it's repayment. Every unseen act of faith, every secret prayer, every moment of surrender is now returning to you with interest. Restitution is not about replacing what you lost. It's about restoring who you became in the process. The lessons, the resilience, the humility, the discernment. These are part of your inheritance now. You are not receiving old things. You are receiving refined things. God's math is not subtraction and addition, it is multiplication through transformation. There is a holy law that governs this moment, whatever you release in obedience. Heaven must return in abundance. When you forgave, you made room for joy. When you surrendered, you created space for peace. When you loved through pain, you opened channels for divine compensation. Now, everything you poured out in tears is coming back as rivers of refreshing grace. The word declares through the prophet Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 12. Return to your stronghold, O prisoners of hope. Today I declare that I will restore to you double. That is heaven's decree over you, double portion, double peace, double favor. Not because you demanded it, but because you endured for it. God is just. He does not let the righteous sow without reaping. You've spent years surviving on crumbs of hope, but now the table of abundance is being set before you. This is more than financial or material blessing, it's emotional restitution. The laughter you lost is returning. The peace you thought was gone is finding you again. The relationships that shattered are being replaced by ones built on truth. The places where your heart felt dry are becoming fountains of living water. This is what overflow feels like. It's not noise, it's nurture. It's the quiet awareness that you lack nothing anymore. Restitution means the chapters of your life that were stolen by pain are being rewritten by grace. The years you thought wasted will suddenly bear fruit. You'll look back and see divine fingerprints on everything that tried to destroy you. What once drained you will now sustain you. You'll find that what broke you actually built capacity for more blessing. Chosen one, overflow does not shout, it flows. It's not about chasing more, it's about becoming more. You are stepping into a rhythm where blessings meet readiness. You will no longer strive for what naturally seeks you. Opportunities, provision, and peace will begin to locate you because you are in alignment with heaven's current. This overflow is not temporary, it's generational. It will spill into your family, your future, and every person connected to your obedience. What you're receiving now is not just harvest, it's heritage. The oil on your life will outlive you. The seeds you sowed in faith will bear fruit in generations you will never meet. Guard this overflow with gratitude. Do not let entitlement rob your wonder. Remember where you came from, the valleys that trained you, the silence that softened you. Gratitude turns blessing into worship, Every time you give thanks, you extend the lifespan of your overflow. You have entered a divine cycle, sow, reap, rest, repeat. It's no longer struggle followed by strain, it's peace followed by purpose. You'll find yourself moving with ease, not because life became lighter, but because grace grew stronger. Chosen one, lift your eyes and see how everything once withheld is returning. Pressed down and overflowing, the heavens are open and the flow will not stop. You don't have to chase it, just stay aligned. Stay thankful and let it pour. What's coming to you now carries the fragrance of restoration. It smells like peace, like answered prayers, like freedom. You've been faithful in famine. Now you will flourish in fulfillment. Heaven's repayment is not slow, it is sure. This is the reward for endurance. You were faithful with little, now you'll be trusted with much. The drought is ending, the rain is here, and the soil of your life is ready. Step into your overflow, not as a beggar, but as a beloved child receiving what was always promised. You are walking in abundance designed specifically for your name. What once emptied you now overflows. The drought is memory, and the rivers will not cease again. Let gratitude be your rhythm and peace your proof. This overflow isn't random, it's heaven remembering every seed, every tear, and returning it multiplied in beauty. Chosen one, you've been through silence, breaking, rebuilding, and now abundance. Yet heaven is not finished. There's one more layer to this story transformation witnessed. The blessings in your life were never meant to stop with you. They were designed to overflow into others, to turn your testimony into someone else's turning point. You've become living evidence that God remembers, restores, and renews. People who once doubted you will find courage through your endurance. Those who are weary will see your light and rediscover their own. You've become the reminder that faith still works, that prayer still moves mountains, that broken things still rise again. Transformation is contagious. The peace on you begins to speak louder than any sermon. The way you forgive, the way you carry grace in your silence, it all preaches louder than words. You are the sermon now, walking among those who need to remember what hope feels like. And while your transformation glows quietly, heaven whispers, don't keep the light to yourself. The world is darker than it used to be. Fear has multiplied, hearts have grown tired. But you, chosen one, carry a flame that was never meant to flicker alone. Every ember of your story can ignite another soul. You don't need to shout to share this light. You just need to pass it gently. You may like this message as if cupping your hands around a fragile flame to protect and preserve what touched you. You may share it the way dawn spreads across mountains softly, steadily, without demand but with purpose. But if your heart finds peace here, you may comment below even a few honest words, a prayer, or a symbol of gratitude. Think of it as carving your initials on a tree of faith that others will one day find shade beneath. Every comment becomes a whisper that says, "The light reached me." You may subscribe to stay close to this quiet fire, like returning to a well where the water never runs dry. Let it be your sacred meeting place, where words restore and silence heals. And if your spirit feels led, you may donate not as obligation, but as offering. Imagine placing a candle on the altar that once lit your path. Each gift, small or large, is a flame that keeps the lamp burning, ensuring that another wandering heart will find warmth here. What we are building is not content, it's communion. Every like is a heartbeat, every share a ripple, every comment a breath of faith, every subscription a promise, and every donation a spark returning to heaven multiplied in light. None of it is forced, all of it is sacred choice. The beauty of giving, whether attention, words, or resources is that it always circles back. It's like water poured into the earth that rises again as rain. When you give freely, you join heaven's rhythm of endless renewal. And now, as gratitude fills the air, let your heart listen to this ancient reminder of grace. The word reminds us in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 8, "Freely you have received, freely give." That is the heartbeat of heaven, receiving and releasing, breathing in grace and breathing out goodness. It's the rhythm that keeps your soul alive. The more you pour, the more heaven refills. The more you give, the more grace grows. So keep shining, not as one performing, but as one radiating. Keep living as testimony, not just telling stories, but becoming one. You are the proof that faith endures, that grace restores, that love transforms. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more light, and you are that light now. If this message feels like home in your soul, take it as your reminder you are part of something eternal. Whether you give, share, speak, or simply stay, your presence matters. You are not a spectator. You are a spark. So go ahead, carry the flame. Protect it, pass it, feed it. Because somewhere out there, someone still trapped in the dark is waiting for the glow that you now hold. You have carried the fire faithfully, and now it has become part of you. Every step leaves warmth behind. Every word drips light. What once merely healed you now heals through you, proof that heaven's touch never ends with one heart. The world will feel your presence like sunrise after storm, gentle yet undeniable. Those who cross your path will sense peace without knowing why. You will be a living sanctuary, a walking prayer, a soul that reminds others that God still speaks through love. Each act of kindness will ripple farther than your eyes can see. The light you pass on may one day return through another's gratitude, and when it does, you'll know grace always finds its way home. Nothing you give in love is ever lost. So walk forward, flame bearer. Carry the light humbly. Let it spill through laughter, through listening, through living. You are both messenger and message, both spark and sunrise. Heaven has trusted you with its fire, now let the world feel its warmth. Chosen one. As you carry this light into the world, something sacred begins to shift inside you. You realize that your journey was never only about reaching promise, it was about becoming presence. You are no longer just someone who received grace. You have become a living embodiment of it. Your words carry healing. Your silence carries peace. Wherever you go, the unseen atmosphere responds because heaven now walks with you. This is what divine maturity feels like. It is no longer about striving for miracles, but recognizing that your life itself has become one. You no longer chase signs. Signs follow you. You no longer plead for favor. Favor flows through you. You've crossed from seeking blessings to becoming a blessing, from hoping for change to being the change heaven sends. You begin to understand that holiness was never meant to isolate you from the world, but to immerse you in it differently, to move through it as light wrapped in humility. Every encounter becomes sacred. Every conversation becomes a potential seed of healing. Even silence becomes prayer. You no longer need to prove you're chosen, your peace proves it for you. You've grown beyond reacting. The storms that once terrified you now teach you. The shadows that once frightened you now bow before the light you carry. You no longer fear darkness because you've realized darkness cannot touch what glows from within. You've become unshakable, not because life is easier, but because your roots go deeper. There's a calm that surrounds you now, not the quiet of emptiness, but the stillness of strength. You listen more, love deeper, and walk slower, not because you are weary, but because you've learned the rhythm of heaven. You no longer rush to prove your worth. You rest in knowing it. The word reveals in the book of Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. That is your truth. What God started in you will not fade, fail, or falter. The process may have been painful, but the purpose was perfect. You are now the continuation of a divine work that will echo beyond your lifetime. This is the era of embodiment where revelation becomes rhythm. You are learning to live from within, not react from without. Your peace no longer depends on circumstances. It flows from communion. Your prayers no longer sound desperate. They sound like dialogue. You are learning to walk with God not as a distant deity, but as a daily companion. You've stopped asking, "Why me?" and started whispering, "Thank you." Gratitude has replaced grievance. Hope has replaced haste. You've realized that heaven's timeline was never late. It was deliberate. You were never waiting for blessings. Blessings were waiting for you to become ready. You move differently now. You no longer chase outcomes, you follow alignment. You've discovered that obedience is the highest form of peace. You know when to speak and when to stay silent, when to move and when to be still. The same discernment that once felt heavy has now become second nature. It's not discipline anymore, it's design. And as you continue forward, you find that miracles no longer shock you. They feel familiar. You see divine fingerprints everywhere, in the laughter of strangers, in the softness of sunlight, in the quiet reassurance that somehow everything is still held together. That is the beauty of this stage. You see God not only in victory, but in the ordinary. Chosen one. This is what spiritual rest looks like. It is not laziness, it is living in rhythm with heaven. You are no longer striving for open doors, they open as you arrive. You are no longer seeking validation, you move as one already approved. That quiet certainty inside you is evidence of completion, not arrogance. You are finally walking in what others only dream of, unforced grace. And now, your purpose expands. You are not just called to receive light, but to multiply it through your existence. Every act of compassion, every word of truth, every gesture of mercy releases heaven's essence into the world. You've become a vessel that heaven trusts, a sacred courier of comfort and courage. You no longer ask, "What comes next?" because you've realized that every moment with God is next. You live in a flow, not a formula. You walk in grace, not in guesswork. Your soul is settled. You know that even when you don't see the whole picture, the painter never stopped painting. Chosen one. This is divine completion, not the end, but the becoming. You've grown from receiver to reflector, from seeker to sender, from wounded to whole. You have become the message you once needed to hear. So walk now with quiet confidence, radiant peace, and relentless love. You are living proof that God finishes what He starts, and He does so beautifully. You are the living continuation of grace, heaven's heartbeat in human form. Every breath you take declares completion. You are not just chosen, you are fulfilled, radiant, and endlessly becoming. Chosen one, you have reached the summit of this journey, the quiet height where everything makes sense. Looking back, the valleys no longer terrify you, they testify for you. The wounds no longer sting, they shine. Every season that once felt scattered now forms a perfect mosaic of meaning. You finally understand that nothing was wasted, not the silence, not the loss, not the waiting. Every fragment was a brushstroke on the masterpiece that is your becoming. You once prayed for clarity, and God gave you endurance. You once asked for answers, and He gave you peace. You once wanted to see the plan, but heaven was more interested in shaping the person. And now, that person, the one you've become, is the very answer you were waiting for. You are the fulfilled promise wrapped in human form. There is a serenity that comes when you realize you were never forgotten, never forsaken, never off course. Every detour was divine direction, every closed door a gentle redirection. You've discovered that God's no was often a sacred form of protection. The path that once felt uncertain was the only road that could lead you here to wisdom, to wholeness, to wonder. This final stage of your story is not about striving anymore. It's about dwelling. You no longer need to fight for belonging because you found home within the presence of God. That home is not a location, it's a knowing. It's waking up and realizing that no matter what happens, you are already held, already seen, already loved. The Word whispers this eternal assurance through the book of Psalms. Chapter 16, verse 11. You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. That's the secret of this peace, its presence. The world may still shift. Storms may still rage, but your spirit remains anchored. You have found joy not in outcomes, but in the one who holds them. You have learned that fullness doesn't come from having everything, but from needing nothing outside of Him. You are no longer the same person who started this path. Your faith is deeper now, not loud, but strong. Your hope is quieter, but unbreakable. You've learned to walk with patience, to speak with gentleness, and to love without expectation. You carry heaven's calm in your chest. You are not striving to prove anything anymore. You are resting in being everything He said you are. This peace doesn't mean life becomes perfect. It means that even in imperfection, you are whole. It means you can walk through uncertainty with unwavering calm because you've learned the rhythm of trust. You know that every unanswered prayer still holds purpose. You know that even delay is divine timing in disguise. Chosen one. This is the sacred maturity of the soul when faith no longer depends on outcomes but flows from intimacy. When love no longer needs reciprocation to remain pure. When peace is no longer circumstantial but constitutional, a part of who you are. You've reached that sacred balance between surrender and strength, where you no longer need control to feel safe. You have been refined into resilience, not the brittle kind that hardens, but the holy kind that bends with grace. You've become someone who can stand in the storm and smile, not because it's easy, but because you recognize the voice in the wind. You've learned that what once threatened to break you was only teaching you how to bow. The light that surrounds you now is not loud, it's steady. It moves with you, flows through you, and rests upon you. Wherever you go, peace follows. You have become a walking sanctuary, a resting place for heaven's breath. This is divine fulfillment, chosen one. The end of striving, the beginning of abiding. You've learned that God doesn't want perfection, He wants presence. He doesn't demand strength, He provides it. He doesn't measure worth by success, He measures by surrender. You've learned to live in that rhythm, the rhythm of grace that never ends. And now, as this chapter closes, you can finally breathe deeply and smile. The journey didn't destroy you, it delivered you. The breaking didn't bury you, it built you. The waiting didn't waste you, it awakened you. You are no longer searching for light, you have become it. Carry this awareness gently. Let your peace speak louder than your words. Let your gratitude be your daily language. Let your life be the ongoing testimony that God still finishes what He begins, and He always finishes beautifully. Chosen one. Your story doesn't end here. It expands from here. What you've become will ripple into lives you'll never meet, hearts you'll never know, generations you'll never see. The legacy of your endurance will outlive your days. Walk in joy, rest in love, abide in grace. You are heaven's continuation, God's echo in motion. The journey that shaped you is now shaping others through you. The silence has turned into song. The ashes have become an altar. The journey has become glory. And you, beloved, have become the evidence that redemption is real. Chosen one, if these words have found you, then you know this wasn't an accident. It was alignment. Somewhere between the silence and the sentence, heaven whispered your name. You didn't just read a message, you walked through one. And if it spoke to your spirit, let that be your confirmation the journey was worth it. Now, pause for a moment. Breathe in what you feel right now, the peace, the clarity, the quiet knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. That's heaven's fingerprint still resting on your heart. If this message touched you, you may like it the way a candle nods to its own flame, an act of gentle acknowledgement. You may share it the way light spills through an open window, without force but with purpose, letting warmth reach another soul who needs it. If your heart has found stillness here, you may comment below. Write what stirred within you: gratitude, a prayer, even a single word. It will be like leaving a trail of light for someone else to follow. Every comment becomes another heartbeat in this living community of faith. And if you wish to stay close to this flow of grace, you may subscribe. Think of it not as joining a channel, but as returning to a sanctuary, a quiet place where words breathe and souls find rest. Lastly, if your spirit feels led, you may donate not as payment, but as participation. Picture it as adding a drop of oil to the lamp that continues to burn for those still lost in the dark. Every gift keeps the flame alive. Every offering becomes part of the echo that carries hope forward. Go in peace, chosen one. Carry this light with tenderness. And remember, what you've received here was never meant to stay. It was meant to flow. You are now part of the story, part of the song, part of the endless light that heaven keeps kindling through willing hearts.